So what I have here is my BMW F800r, and for the most part I love pretty much everything about this bike except it doesn't have any storage carrying capability. If you see here, okay, this is a grab rail, and this is the original grab rail that usually comes from on the F800r, and it's held by probably 6 screws. 4 of those are going to be T45. One screw hidden there. We can find out which screw is holding it. Basically, what we have to do is we have to remove the original grab rail. Okay. So the reason I'm doing this video is because I have a GIVI Monokey top luggage that I want to use for this bike. Unfortunately, again, without the bracket and everything, I can't use it. Okay, so this just looks like a T25. So T25, 2 of those, T45, 4 of those. Get those removed, and we should be able to put the BMW rear rack on the bike. This rear rack, I don't know if it's gonna be an accessory or not when it's first introduced, but this is what you need to be able to put the GIVI SR5109, which is this adapter piece, screw mounting brackets, and this thing. That set is what's going to enable me to mount the GIVI top case on this bike. Now, again, the process is going to be first remove the handrail here, second install the rack from there to here, and third install this bracket from here to here, and lastly connect this piece onto the bracket. And then I'll take my case from my home, take it out and do a test run and see if that Monokey case is going to be working on this bracket, which 100% for sure is going to be working. Okay, with this kit, it comes with just a bunch of screw sets. All you have to do to install the bracket after you finish installing the rack is just follow the instructions, make sure all the parts are here, and make sure you have all the tools. And again, just step by step, it's literally like 4 pages. Once you finish with the installation, it is ready to go. All right, so again, the part number for the F800R, you need SR5109, which is this part. And besides that, you also need the rear rack, which is right here. Okay, you have to remove the rear rack. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, removing this grab rail is probably the easiest thing to do here, because it's literally just 4 bolts, T45 Torx, and I already loosened everything. So I'm gonna take all the bolts out and then take this grab rail piece out of the bike. Once you remove those 4 big bolts, 2 small bolts, super easy to lift it up, and it is off. Okay, you can always do a little cleaning underside and leave this on the side. And we're going to be reusing all the original bolts on here to install the new rack. Now, what I always do, okay, for the bolts that you remove, apply a light coat of thick oil. Thick engine oil, gear oil, 80W90 is my preference. I'm going to coat this nicely and soak them in oil. What I'm going to also soak is those new bolts. They're pretty dry looking. I don't think there are any anti-corrosion stuff on there, and they're steel bolts. So again, I'm going to just do the preventive maintenance and make sure they're nicely coated with oil to prevent rust. I might even apply some oil on those powder coated steel brackets on here, just again to prevent rust as much as possible. Okay, so let me go ahead and just put this back on there. Again, it's literally just gonna be 4 bolts, and it should be the right fit. Okay, it's gonna look nice. All right, there are 2 additional holes here. Those are, I think, for the panniers. So I don't have any panniers, so I'm not gonna worry about those bolts. So it can be left as is. And again, I'll be back. All right, so the rack is installed, but it does look like I need to actually remove the original screw here, putting the longer one that's being provided by the GIVI, and the bushing here, so I can fit this actual bracket somewhere here. Okay, so this is where it's supposed to sit. There's going to be a bushing and there's going to be a screw. Okay, the screw is right here, this really long one. Washer's already installed and again oiled, nice and ready to go. The bushing is right here, so the bushing goes in between the actual BMW rack and this bracket. Okay, so we're gonna give it a try. Again, I'm gonna turn the camera off and do it and then show you guys. Alright, so the bushing is right here. It literally drops in here. Okay, I put 2 bushings there, and you kind of just align the rack bracket right here. Okay, and align this one as well. Blue Jays. Okay, and drop this bolt from GIVI in there. And you want to tighten. Okay, that completes the first step process of getting the, and now we need this probably size 5. This completes the first step. And next we will, okay, let's leave this loose because we have to also secure the rear end as well. Okay. The rear end we have to align using the small screw, and let's see what shows in A. The A is a little cap, the bolt, and number 6 screw. Okay, so that's what you need to do. And let's see, 11, going here. Okay, so the A is not pertaining to this. Right now we're focusing on connecting this little tiny ear and locking it onto the actual bike so it's nice and secure. Okay, so let's see. All right, so it's gonna go in like this. We find this flathead screw right here. No washers, and we're just gonna align it and put it on there exactly like that. We do need 2 of those. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Show you guys in the next step. So show you guys what this end looks like once it's tightened. Okay, it's like that. So this little clip literally just holds this flat on the bracket, and of course make sure those are already tightened. This one is loose because I haven't done anything on this end yet, but once it's tightened, it's very nice and secure. It won't be moving around. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish the other side, and then we'll move on to the next step, which is connecting that piece on here. Now both sides are nicely secured. Interestingly, there's a little gap over here. BMW logo is still nicely showing. And the last step, we just need to somehow align this with some of the available holes. Okay, again, we need to find where those holes are, and somewhere there. Okay, so the 4 holes that's exposed, we're gonna mount them. Okay, and again, it's a pretty standard sized screws. I think 4 of those. Make sure you have the washer on top, and the other side exactly the same. So just connect those 4 pieces and we should be good. And all the screws are nicely secured right here, 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, with the bolts at the bottom. And the very last step, the plastic covers, just push them in here so the water doesn't protrude and get inside. Okay. How do I get them out eventually? I don't know, I might have to break them. But as you can see, I already applied lots of oil on those screws. So in theory, they should be good for a while, okay? Okay, so eventually, yeah, if you need to access those screws, you have to pop those out and you might have to get new caps for the cover. Just keep that in mind. Otherwise, take a look. This is what the adapter for the GIVI SR, what's it called? 5109 looks like. I'm gonna put everything back on, put the seat back on, and I'm gonna go grab my Monokey case and let's see how it looks on this bike. It's a gigantic case, so I don't think it's gonna look very good, but it's gonna be very practical, right? Okay, so let me go grab the case and I'll show you guys the last round. Again, the key is make sure those major bolts are tightened nicely according to the torque spec. The 4 bolts are nicely secured and the bracket is nicely secured. Make sure those 2 little ears are nicely tightened as well. And all the tools you need are pretty much right here. T25, T45, 5mm, 4mm, 10-inch ratchet, and save your original stainless steel bolts. Those bolts are very, very nice bolts. And if you still have your old grab rail, obviously you'll want to save this. And if not, if you're decided, hey, I don't ever want to have this grab rail back, maybe sell this for a little bit to recoup some of the money lost, right? All right, so that's pretty much it. Let me show you the case at the end. And here's my absolutely gigantic GIVI Monokey. I believe this is a Maxia 53, 54. And again, this comes from my totaled Honda CTX 700. It was on there, but all it got was a little scratch, so I decided to use it, continue using it for my commute on the F800r. And the case works great. I love this case because okay, so that's a bike key. Okay, so once you lock this, you press this and the whole thing comes off. Okay, and you can take this anywhere you need to. If you know, for security reasons, you can take it home. Also, what's cool with this one is it's already LED attached, so I could, in theory, hook up a LED light system to make this case work with the brake. I don't know if it works with the F800r or not, but you have the option for some of the bikes. And again, if you're not taking it off, you can just press this and open up this luxurious big case right here. It's enough for a full-size helmet and a half-face helmet. Doesn't fit 2 full half-face helmets, 2 full-size helmets. I tried, unfortunately, but it's enough for my backpack, for my rain gears, for everything else that I want to just leave in the bike when I go to work. And this case just literally does everything. What a beautiful day. So today is Thanksgiving. You can see I have a lot of riding gears, and all those gears can fit into that single top case, which makes my joyriding on the weekends or on the holidays much, much easier. And I know the F800r is a naked bike. You know, by its nature, you're not supposed to have too much attachments, add-ons to it. But I think just a simple rack with a GIVI luggage is gonna save you a lot of trouble. Okay, so I think this should wrap up the video of the GIVI rack and top luggage combination, installation, video and review. Again, I've had the top case for a while and I can highly recommend it. Depending on your preference, you can have a more streamlined top rack, or you can have a more rigid looking top rack that fits your bike a little bit better, but otherwise they are highly functional and extremely useful. Okay, so that's it. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you did, please do hit the like button or subscribe to this channel. I will have more motorcycle motovlog related videos coming out for you guys. Thanks again, and see you in the next video. Take care.